So, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to a really short podcast. I'm your host, Jenny. I have my best friend here, Cass.
Hello, hello.
Today's episode is really personal. We wanted to talk about working in care while also knowing what it feels like to struggle, to not have support, or to basically have to figure life out. That's kind
Sound a
of,
little deep?
yeah, right? I'm a little scared about that one because I only a few people really know what I kind of been through when I was struggling.
Yeah. I am a 6'3" smoking hot.
To the
No,
T.
no, I'm a mom. I have two kids, and I have a man, I have a fiance, and we recently just moved to Modesto from Daly City, and I not only moved, but like I switched jobs. Like my previous job, I was in for a little over 4 years, and just a lot of big changes. Been going through a lot of big changes lately.
That's tough. You said you were there for 4 years?
Yeah, as long as I've been at a job, like I don't know, but I get a little bored pretty easily, and typically I don't really stay at jobs for more than like a year.
Yeah.
But this job, it was just everything just felt right. I loved, adored my supervisors and my coworkers, and like it really was a family. And
Yeah.
it was a tough job, I know we'll get into that part, and I know working with underserved populations and having to deal with like um trauma in that way. But it was like I said, it was a family, it was a great environment for me, and it was really tough to leave. I 100% didn't want to.
Yeah.
So
But your commute was long, though. So, kinda just so everybody knows, her commute was real almost like, what, 6 hours a day?
yeah, it was 6 hours. It was 3 hours one way and 3 hours back, and I think I did that for almost what, like 6 months almost before
Yeah.
I got a new job. So,
So, for those people wondering, what I do specifically is I'm an ECM provider. We work with a lot of the people who are either unhoused, struggling with mental health, or, fighting addiction, and Cass was kinda working in the same or what?
yeah, yeah. So I worked for the Department of Public Health in San Francisco, and I was a case manager, and I specifically was working with families. In the beginning, we had like kind of I don't want to say like contract, but we were working alongside with families who had CPS cases. So I was helping them close their cases, reunite with their kids, making sure they did everything that they had to do, and helping connect them with resources, whether it was food, housing, anything having to deal with like therapy, um, you know, their medical stuff, just kind of being damn near like a personal assistant.
Now, helping people in that aspect of their life, were you able to relate at any point?
Oh, 1,000%. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, I've had CPS cases, I've had investigations. Sometimes I really did sympathize with my families that had bogus ones. I'm gonna be honest, like I'm sure you've seen it too, where they just have these investigations when they're not necessary and there's this involvement. And then I've also had families who were like sleeping in their car and who were homeless, and I had to deal with that myself with my two kids. I've been homeless
Yeah,
twice in my life, and it's definitely not fun.
it's not. I think I was in my van. I had like this black fucking minivan, and I would drop all the seats, and that's where I would stay for almost like a year and a half. And I had to make that decision because it was for me though, it was right when I had left my two older daughters' dad, and I had gotten kicked out of my grandma's house. And I had to make the decision of, am I gonna have my daughters here with me, or am I gonna make sure that they're secured in a safe place and just me stay homeless? So for me, I made sure that they were in a place where they had a roof, running water, food, and I thugged
Right.
it out.
Right. No, exactly. I think you did the right thing. I know we've talked about this before, but of course, no parent wants to be, homeless with their kid. And if you're so blessed that you were able to have a safe haven for your children, You did the right thing, and you were so young, like, what? You weren't even, like, in your early 20s yet, were you? How old were you when that was going on?
No, I don't think at that time I was. I think I was 19 just turning 20.
Sheesh.
No,
Yeah.
15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
you
I
were a
I don't
kid.
even think I was 21 yet.
Crazy. Wild when you were a child having to make those hard decisions, you know?
Yeah, but, it is what it is. I feel like now where at least where I work at, I'm able to relate with a lot of what goes on, especially in the Tenderloin, where you
Yeah.
see a lot of people fucking bent over. You see them high off their shit, but it's like something
Hell
put
yeah.
you there. You had to go through some
Yeah.
shit to be put in that situation. Because I have family members who had lost literally their brain cells from being on some dumbass shit, and I still have
Yeah.
family members out there.
Hell yeah. I mean, not hell yeah in a good way, like, hell yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but it's, like,
I
nice being in
love
the position where I could help people, at least if they
and
don't want it, they know I'm there, to their extent that they're able to really comprehend it.
well, and you just being nice. Like, I think people don't really understand how huge that is because maybe they don't want the help, like you said. I mean, I know you know this as well. Like, I used to work literally right there on Turk. I used to work in the Tenderloin at a methadone clinic, and
Mhm,
all of my patients were, you know, they were hooked on fentanyl, heroin, whatever. And maybe they didn't want to take the treatment, and that's not really what I was there for. I think a service that you provide, because I know you, it's just that you're just a nice person in real life. And unfortunately, like people, you know, don't treat them amazingly. Even doctors, I've seen
mhm,
doctors be hella rude to these people. But when they have someone who's nice and who's like just has time and like human decency for them, like that in itself is such a service to them, you know?
1000%, 1000%, and you know what? Before working here, I didn't know how fucked up people were treating either homeless people or people fighting addiction or just people in fucking poverty in
Mhm.
general, or, like, low income, not even poverty, low income. It was really
Yeah.
fucked up. It
Yeah.
is really fucked up, and I feel like there was a time and place where I was there too, but I, again, was too young to really comprehend on what was going on in my surroundings. Because I've been in some fucked up situations that I probably shouldn't have been,
And I think it's
that
hard
caused.
because, like, you're fighting for survival, right? Like, when you're in certain situations like that, like, your focus isn't just surviving. You're not really 100% like locked in and tuned into like what's going on around you, what's going on in the world. Like, you're just focused on like making it another day, you know, keeping yourself
Yeah,
sane. And it isn't until like you finally come out the other side, like, you know, you're trying to put the fire out, trying to put the fire out. The fire's finally out, then you get to process like, holy shit, my shit was on fire. Like that shit could have burned down or did burn down, you know, and then you start to process everything. And I think that's another part of like the process people don't understand. It's like, yeah, you survived certain things and you made it out, but now you have to deal with it, you know.
yep, yep. Do you ever think that people realize how exhausting survival actually is?
I think people can say that they understand it. You know, and I could say it till I'm blue in the face. Like I used to see it all the time. I used to grow up preaching in the streets and I'd preach to the homeless. We'd always help them when we can, you know, that's always been a thing for me. And I always sympathized. And that's the thing though, is I sympathized and I couldn't empathize yet because I had been through it. And as much as I
Mhm,
said that like I understand and like I can only imagine how hard it is, it wasn't until it happened to me that I was like, damn, there's no way that I could have really truly understood the emotional toll and how that turns into
yeah,
a physical toll, like of the weight of truly just surviving, like how hard that is.
yeah. Did anybody generally trying to help you when things were bad for you?
It's tough. A mixture, yes and no. In the beginning, um, it's such a loaded question, right? Like I think
Yeah.
help, the definition of help, that's what's really big here is like, what do you mean by help? Now, if your definition of help is how you want to help me, how you feel you should help me, like, yeah, I had people try to help me in that way, where they were, like, trying to help me how they thought it would help. But my
Yeah.
definition of help is that I need you to do what I am asking you to, what I need you to do, not what you're comfortable with, not what, only what you think is the right
Mm,
thing. That doesn't help me a lot.
yeah.
I was in a situation where I knew I was about to be homeless and I really didn't want to do it. My mom, she definitely wanted to help me keep my apartment that I was at. And so she'd even offered like, look, like I'll help you with like this month's rent. I'm like, yeah, but what about all the rent that I already owed? And that was a whole situation in itself, dealing with the fucking slumlord. Mid-pen, you could
Mhm.
suck my dick, fucking horrible fucking organization. But my problem was is that like, listen, I don't want to be living like where I'm always having to borrow money, like I can't afford what it is that they're trying to do to me. And I even asked, my other kid's grandma too, like about, hey, if I don't care about sleeping in the car, me and my man don't care about sleeping in the car. Fuck us. Just like you said, like, you just care about your kids. And
Yeah.
I was told that between their two grandmas, like that they would be okay, like that there would be somewhere for them to sleep. And unfortunately that didn't happen. And that hurt like hell. My kids
Yeah.
had to sleep in the car with me when I could afford it. We'd go in hotels, but that shit was not easy. And it wasn't until about finally like 5 months into being homeless when I finally kind of saw the finish line and I was able to, have enough money and get a little bit of help from an organization to put a security deposit to build to my house was when I finally got a little bit of help. My mom let me stay in her house. My mom, she owns a house, but she didn't really stay
Yeah.
in it during the week. So she let us stay in it the last month that we was homeless. While we were waiting for all of the paperwork to be done, for the house to be ready. The last month we were able to stay at her house, and that was a huge help. I'm not gonna say that it
Mhm.
wasn't. You know,
Well,
um,
hotels are expensive. Like, hotels are
yeah,
expensive.
dude. Man, people don't understand, man. Hotels, I'm talking about like if I were to try to stay in a hotel for like the whole month, it would easily be like $3,500. At that point,
Yeah.
I couldn't pay that rent for my apartment. How would I afford a hotel? And it was very difficult. My dad, who's not really much, never really been in my life to be honest, but he kind of helped. He wanted to help a little bit because at this time our car broke down and that was really hard because that was literally like our whole life was the car that we were sleeping in and for me to get to work. So he tried
Mhm.
to hook me up with his mechanic to fix the car. It ended up making it worse. The car
Damn.
got even more fucked up. And then
Damn.
my dad got mad at me when I told him that his mechanic was basically fucking me over and that relationship ended right then and there. So all this help that like
Oh,
people were
that's how
trying to
that
get
ended?
me. Yeah, I did. Yeah. That was the last
Damn.
time that I talked to him. It was a couple months
I
ago
didn't
because
know that. I'm
I
sorry.
told him like, hey, like your boy's over here trying to say he ain't gonna fix the car unless he gets another $2,000 more. And my
Yeah.
dad was trying to like, oh well, I'll pay it. And I'm like, mind you, my dad's been homeless for like the last since he got out of jail like 6 years ago. And before that, he's always been just a fucking bum. I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. So he
Yeah.
did want to help me, but he got hella sensitive. Mind you, didn't yell at him or nothing. He got hella sensitive. I told him like, yo, your boy's like trying to fuck me over and like if you ain't gonna help me, like it's cool, but I'm just telling you like this ain't right. He got mad that I told the mechanic that we basically like, hey man, give me my money back because we gave you $1,800 for you to fix something and now it's not even fixed, it's even worse. Like I feel like I got
Yeah.
scammed. So I think he felt like I fucked up that friendship of his and it's like, all right, dude, you got no balls. You couldn't tell the dude that he was fucking your daughter over. You clearly care about that relationship more than ours. I don't even give a fuck at this point. Like, go do what you gotta do. It is what it
Yeah.
is.
That's fucked up. Yeah, I didn't know that shit ended like that.
Yeah. I texted him like,
Pisses me off.
shit. And what makes me mad is that like I love my mom to death. I know you know about people. Mother-daughter
Mhm.
relationship can be hard. My relationship with my mother has been, you know, interesting to say the least. But and I'm not proud of it, but I've gone toe to toe with my mother. I've said some things. I done yelled at her, especially during
Mhm.
this homeless thing. Like that shit hurt. It hurt a lot.
Yeah. Well,
For
dude,
her
don't even
too.
get me started on mothers, cause you know. You know the extent with my mom.
Yo, but
But,
I hate your mama. I ain't gonna. I hope that don't sound. I fucking hate your mom. Cause the difference is that like my mom, she'll come back and she'll do better. And like she's, she cool. Like she helping me now. Like, well, I don't really
my
need much
mom
help.
won't.
But yeah, like your mom,
She
like
won't.
your mom's like your child, man. Like what the fuck,
Mhm.
dude? Like you're her mom.
Well, fuck. You know what? This
And
episode got way deeper than we expected. I'm gonna cut it short here, all right? Because it is a really short podcast. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Take care of yourself, be kind to people, and we'll see you in the next episode.